It's hard to tell whether it was an animal or something unknown, but it was terrifying. All the camper could do was return to his tent, pray, and wait quietly until it left. How the rest of the night unfolded was never shared. Davy set out for a simple night under the stars in southern Ontario. He hiked along the river, found a quiet spot, and set up camp with just a pad and sleeping bag. But in the dead of night, that calm was shattered. Davy woke to find a stranger standing just 10 feet away, holding 2 steel pipes.
It's not that it's got to respect other people, is it? So start showing respect if you want respect. Do you need my light to help you get out of here?
No.
No? You know how to get out?
Would you mind just giving me a few minutes? I'm still in my sleeping bag.
What?
What was the pause button?
You're in your sleeping bag. You knew there was somebody in a tent here. You knew that. Do you think they're going to feel comfortable falling asleep in the middle of the night with a stranger 20 feet away? Do you honestly think that? The answer is no. And you wouldn't feel comfortable either, would you?
All right,
no, you wouldn't. Fair enough. Fair enough.
My apologies.
That's fair enough, mate.
My apologies. I will push on.
I already got a hold of CMP and told him to get over here.
What in the hell is this about? Obviously he's had some kind of experience or something, or maybe he booked that site beforehand or something, that something's happened beforehand with possibly someone else that has nothing to do with this person. But that happens all the time in life. You get someone comes up to you all angry and really mental, and they just go off at you, and it's got nothing to do with you, it's got to do with whatever happened before.
The man vanished into the darkness, and Davy tore down camp and moved deeper into the woods. By morning he was safe, but far from rested. During a family party, one member recorded a fun video. But later, as they reviewed the footage, they noticed a pale face
over there in the window.
Face peering from behind a door. No one had seen it at the time, and no one knows who or what.
Because it's out of focus and it's probably a little distant, it's probably the neighbour.
But it could have been. It remains a family mystery. YouTuber Edward Hernandez and his crew were exploring the Devil's Cave at night. From the start, the atmosphere felt heavy. But once they stepped inside, this happened. Someone was there.
Yep, there's someone there. Probably meant to scare you.
Just standing in the darkness, it almost looked faceless. The group fled through the jungle, only to come across another figure.
I missed that one.
Someone was there, just standing in the darkness. It almost looked faceless. The group fled through the jungle, only to come across another figure. It
was just here somewhere.
No one could say if.
There it is. It could be like a scarecrow, could actually be a person. Could be just there to scare people.
Who was a demon, a person, or just eerie mannequins. But they weren't about to stick around to find out.
My take is mannequins.
During a summer trip to Sweden, a camper took this photo in Arjang. Later, while zooming in,
See the person behind the tree there? See the cap, the head, glasses, face, the clothing, and his legs are behind the tree.
they noticed something odd in the picture. It didn't look like the part of the trees or rocks and seemed out of place. Some commenters said it looked like folklore creatures such as a tumta or vata. No one could confirm what it was, or if it even was anything. Jordan and Lee had been camping for 5 days on public land near Bryce Canyon. On their final evening, they launched a drone to capture the mountains and sunset. But suddenly, a man from a nearby camp stormed over. Lee tried to ease the tension, but the man refused to calm down.
Hey, is that your drone?
It is.
Sitting right over my camp?
It's over here.
I see it's over there. A minute ago it was over my camp.
It literally hasn't gone past my head.
Bullshit.
It literally hasn't.
Oh, another Karen. Oh, there's a drone. It must be videoing me. Oh, all the police now are going to come after me. Everyone's going to come and do weird stuff to me because there's a drone somewhere. Just grow up, will you?
Bull.
I can show you my videos.
Listen, that's
Sir.
where I'm saying. Don't fly your drone over
You
my
think I
camp.
care about your camp more than these mountains?
You want me to kick your Is that it? Is that the best result?
Is that the way you want to go? I mean,
I'll go that way. I don't have
oh,
a
no
problem
one's
with it.
trying to
We'll
look
put the
into your
drone away.
camp.
We'll put the drone away.
I'm just trying to get these mountains.
That's the answer.
That's not the answer. I'm gonna get shots.
You put the drone over my camper, I'm gonna kick your
That's fine. Look, the drone will not go beyond this fan.
It has not a minute ago.
Well, if it did, I apologize.
Uneasy and fearing what might happen next, the couple quickly packed up and left the area.
Good thinking. He just wants to start a fight. He just wants to fight someone.
A camper spending the night on an abandoned farm in rural Alberta set up a trail camera to watch the property while he slept. When he checked it the next day, he spotted something unusual on the ground. The figure appeared large, on all fours, with pointed ears and a heavy build.
Well, to me that looks like could be a goat, could be a person who's lived on. There is a family of people who never learned how to walk up, so their bones and their structure has developed more animal-like than human-like because they walk on all fours, not on their feet. So it could be just a bunch of brushes, pareidolia. Unless you get closer with the camera and really show what it is, no way to really tell. It's got long arms, which means it's probably an animal. You can't see enough detail to really decipher what it is.
Some thought it resembled a cougar or a wild dog, while
How the hell do you get detail out of that?
others believed it looked like something stranger, maybe even a cryptid. The eerie part is that it only appeared in a single frame before vanishing. Strangely, while the camper recalled hearing a few odd sounds during the night, nothing else seemed out of the ordinary. But knowing something was so close to him,
Some of it looks animal-like, but it's so potato.
was terrifying.
It's really sad that things do that. Because I've got a UFO video myself, when I videoed it, it was clear and perfect. You could see that it was white, everything like that. And then when I watched it back online, it looked like a black spot in the air. It just silly.
A man wandered deep into the woods of Japan when he spotted something unsettling. What looked like a tree root twitched on its own. Shocked, he ran, but his fear only grew. As he steadied himself and kept filming, his camera caught this.
誰かいますか?
A humanoid figure moved.
That shows me could be a person, could be an out of focus camera, it could actually be a spirit.
Moving in the distance.
Thought I saw a clear
At
shot of it. But
first, it seemed like the root was part of a tree, but it soon appeared as if the tree.
see, it looks like a person with clothes on. Green pants, green shirt, bare head and hair. But then what's that in front of it? Is that like a artifact or something? Looks kind of like a chihuahua.
Trunk had turned into something alive and walking. What was going on?
Hold on. Hold on. Did you see that? Is that another one at the back? There's this one. Is that another one? Maybe it's an artifact.
A humanoid figure moving in the distance. At first, it seemed like the root was part of a tree, but it soon appeared as if the trunk had turned into something alive and
No, I think it's an artifact. You know, the way light bounces off the lens.
walking. What was going on here? The man didn't stick around to find out. Can't blame him. Black Crag, a YouTuber known for his calm hiking videos, once camped on Souther Fell in the Lake District. The hill has a long history of eerie sightings. Locals even claim to see ghostly armies marching across its ridge on Midsummer's Eve.
Probably a war zone or on the way to a war zone where lots of people died. Because a lot of area is being used in war and then just grown over because, you know, the war's finished.
On that very night, Crag set up camp with his dog and wandered off. But when he returned, he saw something downright terrifying.
Oh, what the hell? There's a block stood next to my tent. What the That is absolutely...
The dog's looking curious, tails up, so he's sort of ready to attack. But, yeah.
scared the out of me. I'm not kidding you. walking down there, coming back towards the tent, talking to you guys. I'm telling you right now, there was somebody stood right here. Oh, I'm not kidding you, the hairs on my arms are stood up. My skin is crawling. Right there. Things is oblivious to me. Right, there's no way.
Maybe it's a graveyard.
No way I'm staying here tonight. No way. I can't stay here.
But you know, many people have been buried where they died. And, you know, mass graves and stuff in different countries, they're unmarked. So there's graveyards out there that have got no markings. You wouldn't know. Maybe it's that.
I'm gonna have to pack a tent up and go in the dark. I mean, I've kind of looked in this grass here to see if someone was about, you know, like doing a prank or something. But there's no one in here, and I would have heard them move off. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is... Okay, we're in the tent. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I saw then. I don't know whether I saw... Maybe it might have been my imagination now. Honestly, I don't know. But flipping heck, that really spooked me. Really spooked me. We're just gonna try and get a bit of keep and see how we get on. Fins down. Honestly, I don't think I'll get any keep at all. We're just paranoid all night. I mean, still got a lot of light outside, and still quite a lot of light outside, and I'm just half expecting it. Silhouette to go past. You hear those noises. I know you hear those noises anyway when you're in the tent. The tent's flapping, there's grass against it. There's all sorts of weirdness, but I'm completely spooked.
Has that suddenly gone to... Has that changed the speed? No. Must be the video.
Months later, he came back to the same spot and finally explained what he saw that night.
Like this, blah blah blah. And I'm absolutely certain there was someone stood right by the tent, and that's why I was like, what the hell? So what I did is I got the camera and I spun it round like this and started to face forward and walk towards the tent. So I was kind of coming down here. It certainly wasn't boggy. It was nice and dry that night. And as I got to the tent, there was no one there. So I was still filming this whole time. Got here, right, okay, someone's messing about here. They're either hiding behind the tent or they've jumped into this long grass here, so I came over here. Started looking in the grass. I think I might have even got my torch out at this point and shining it around. Nothing, nobody, absolutely nothing there at all. And it wasn't until I got home that I played the footage back. And if you've seen the video, you'll see that it cuts out. It cuts out as I turn the camera around and start walking that direction. I was still filming then. I was still going towards that grass and looking and everything. And I didn't know. I didn't find out until I got home that the camera, for some reason, just stopped recording as soon as I turned around. However, and I'll put it on the screen now, I caught something. There was something stood by the tent. Something tall.
Looks like a deer with antlers or
Something
something.
scary looking, but pretty much what I saw, you know. So what I saw was that
A clear shot of it, yeah.
I caught something. There was something stood by the tent.
Has horns.
Something tall. Something.
Is that horns or big ears? That's the clearest shot there is. Right? So, 4 legs, face. Is this horns or ears? Not a person. That thing. My eyes are telling me that it's 4 legs, face like a cow kind of thing, and horns. Put in the comments what you think it is.
Scary looking, but pretty much what I saw, you know. So what I saw was actually there.
I'm not even looking at the right spot. That's probably a dog. It's over here. Over there. Try once more, then we'll move on. Couple other videos.
Could this be connected to the ghostly army said to haunt the ridge? In June 2011, after hearing
Someone who owned the land years ago and died there or something, and still thinks they own the land, but the land's not there anymore.
strange noises, 2 campers began filming with a night vision camera in a field at night.
Fucking sorry before. There it is. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. What?
Maximum blur, please.
Where are you from?
I'm the bad. Not really. Okay, I've got another idea. Let's find an Australian video because they've been popping up a lot lately. These are the things that I watch. Camping, ghost videos, films, law enforcement, drones, gotta be some. I'm Edward Dietz, and Eddie the Streamer. This is my day at the moment because I can't go out and do either and make money because the bike's busted. I can't do that, and can't play games because my game pass has run out. And it doesn't turn out right. There's not enough internet for it. But this week there will be. This week there'll be enough internet. Well, you're 13. In Australia that means nothing.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're checking out a video titled Top 8 Culture Shocks when moving to Australia. This is coming from the That Justin Life YouTube channel, so a link will be in the description so you guys can go check out the original video as usual.
Just so you know, whoever I show, you subscribe to. Even if you never watch the video or you never think it, subscribe, like, do all that. Okay, so what you do there is you go here and you go subscribe, and then you go here somewhere if you can find it. You go like, right? It's that difficult. It's that hard. Now let's see what this guy is saying. I don't know if he's saying anything good or if it's even worth watching, but anyway.
And shout out to That Justin Life YouTube channel because they're going to teach, tell. They're going to tell actually I kind of like Australia in terms of very much welcome New Zealand as well.
What was the other one? And sausage and bread, and you're still thinking that you want
This video.
Right, let's give this a go. So you've heard about the deadly animals.
We have a lot of deadly animals. I live in Australia, but they're only in the outback, which is where that picture is, way out back, miles from the city. You know, like you're in America, the deserts, the places no one goes. They are in the cities as well, but you pretty much never see them.
Scorching sun, impossible isolation. What was the other one? And sausage and bread, and you're still thinking that you want to come to them.
Sausage and bread with onions and cheese, or mustard or something. Think of a hot dog. It's a sausage and bread. Duh.
Land down
Never
under,
heard of
then
that.
prepare yourself for these weird Australian culture shocks.
Okay.
G'day guys, my name's Ross, and I moved with my family to Australia during a global pandemic. Now I love living
COVID?
in Australia, but when we first moved over here, it was a little bit weird. Now to stop
Everything was weird in COVID. Everything we did normally we couldn't do because of freaking COVID.
things being so weird for you when you make the move, these are our top 8 culture shocks when moving to Australia. Australians love their sport, but unless
Not really. Well, we do kind of, but TV promotes football all the time. Just football, football, and cricket. I hate football and I hate cricket. I like motor racing and jet boats and those sort of things. So saying that we love sport, about as much as any other country.
you're from Australia, sometimes the sport is a little bit strange. For example, football isn't football, and I'm not
No, in Australia, football is NFL, those ones. In England, football is what we call soccer. It's soccer in Australia, not football.
not really talking about soccer, or am I? It really freaks me out to say the word soccer. For me,
Really?
I know what football is.
No, that's soccer.
And for Australians, they also know what
That's football.
football is. But when you move to Australia, just resign yourself to the fact that you're now probably going to follow the minority sport. And also need a special subscription just to be able to watch it. Football in Australia
No, it's free on TV. You don't need a subscription to watch it. It's bullcrap.
can mean many things. Football for me means soccer, but football in Queensland means rugby league. And if you come from one of the southern states like Victoria or South Australia, then football can mean AFL. And I still don't understand how that game works.
There's a bunch of different codes of football. So many different ones, it's hard to keep up with them all. I don't watch any of them, so I don't really give a crap.
Works.
Wait,
But I
what?
want to
Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, that part actually messes me up. AFL plus the rugby league? Like, wait, what? Wait, how did I not freak out when he said rugby was football? Wait, what? Isn't rugby like a sport in itself? I know the AFL is Australian Football League, which is understandably very similar to the United States American football. In
Not really. American football is played differently. They wear body armour, they have helmets, they have all of that. Australian football has no body armour, no helmets, played differently, but is very similar.
in terms of just a few things are different in my humble opinion. It's not that different compared to like soccer, but rugby, football. I y'all let me know.
learn. You can still have a beer at an AFL game, right? But if you come from the UK like me and you still want to watch your beloved football, then you're going to have to become a social hermit, bound to the wee hours of the night just to watch your darling Premier League. If you
Yeah, because daytime in Australia, or nighttime in Australia is daytime they're about 8 hours difference or 9 hours difference or something. So the only way you can watch it is if it's recorded, or early hours of the morning.
If you don't like it, then take up one of the other many forms of football. And if you're American, well, they also kind of play baseball and stuff too, but probably not your form of football.
We play baseball, but they pretty much never show it. You pretty much never see it. We need YouTube creators to get out there and video baseball, drag racing, speedway, mud drags, jet boat racing, freaking the whole list of things. There's so many things, so many sports that are played in Australia that nobody ever sees because the news doesn't do any reports on them or just completely ignores them.
It's like too hot in all the pads and stuff. Or imagine getting a spider in your helmet.
That's a red bag.
The second shock that we had coming from the
Bite from them, put you in hospital bad.
antisocial rest of the world is the fact that in Australia, people are actually friendly to you. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, people are friendly in other parts of the world. But Australians are kind of like...
Yeah. Every morning I go past, if you watch my Uber videos, good morning. Some say good morning, some don't. But if you go out to the country, to the less populated places, they'll say good morning, they'll have a chat, they'll direct you wherever you want to go, they'll help you out as much as they can. But if you're in like Brisbane or City and say good morning, they won't even respond. Some of them might even punch you in the head, so yeah, they're more aggressive because they're so time poor.
This weird level of friendly. People greet you on the street. Neighbours come up to your house and welcome you to the neighbourhood.
No, that's only in movies.
Good. People actually offer you help. Now for me,
Sometimes.
being the antisocial hermit that I am watching my Premier League, people being friendly to me was a little bit weird and it just took a little bit of getting used to. But when it happens to you in Australia, it really does make you realise how nice the world can be. Now, hey,
That's exactly what I mean when I say Australia seems to be very similar to the United States, in my humble opinion. Out of a lot of countries, the number one country that I've always compared to the United States would be Canada, right? But if I was supposed to add another on the list, it would definitely be Australia. It's very similar in my humble opinion. Obviously, we speak English, but Canada actually speaks French.
Well, we speak English, but depending on whether you're in Victoria, New South Wales, or somewhere like that, the English may be a little bit weird, more different. Because sometimes they use different words to mean other things that mean exactly the same thing that you know that they mean, but it puts you off track because you don't know what the hell they're talking about.
French, a little bit as well. But at the end of the day, man, it's very similar, and I must say, Australians being friendly is a very good thing. Like, I'm not saying that we have to be overly friendly, but to have a warm face or a smile on your face when you see someone is actually a pretty cool thing, because we're all humans, right? And the fact that we're all humans simply means this: no matter how good or life is, there's always going to be that one bad thing that is affecting us, right? A bad day, a bad week, whatever. And just
notice it when you're on holiday. Maybe it's the weather that makes people happier. Because I can tell you that the dreary darkness of winter...
There was a study made, and apparently, if you're in the sun, you're so many more times likely to be sexually thinged or something. But if you're in the shade of the darkness, you're so many times less leaning to that way.
Winter kind of makes people the opposite. To be honest, this is one of the best culture shocks of Australia. Calling all social recluses out there. If you move to Australia, it's going to make you a better person. No one wants your social awkwardness or unfriendly banter. Australians are genuinely friendly, unless they don't like you. But
unless they come from overseas. Australians that are born in Australia, bred in Australia, and aren't part of like some strange, like Lebanese or Buddhist or whatever thing, are pretty good.
There's no beating around the bush. I'll tell you straight. Now, coming from the northern hemisphere on the other side of the world, having a cold Christmas becomes a rite of passage. But here, cold Christmas.
Cold Christmas? What are you talking about, mate? The only place you have a cold Christmas here is Sydney or Melbourne, and you have to go looking for it, basically. Although I think Melbourne gets down pretty low anyway. It snows on the tops of mountains, but that's about it.
Christmases? Welcome to the heat, my friend. Christmas in summer. It's hot. Really hot. If you don't have aircon, you're gonna struggle. It's not dark. You and your family aren't just confined to one room watching each other open presents you probably didn't even want. Wishing that the TV was on so that you wouldn't have to make awkward conversation with family members who you hardly ever see apart from the festive time. Wondering to yourself, is it too early to start drinking yet? The fact is,
yeah, I know that one.
Is that with Christmas in Australia, you get to take all of the good bits of Christmas, like presents and spending time with family that you actually want to spend time with, and then add all the good things of summer, like going to the beach, spending time in the pool, having a barbecue in the sunshine. Don't hang on to your old traditions of Christmas, like your roast turkey with all of the trimmings. I mean, do hang on to them, but don't whinge that you're doing it in the heat. Have a barbecue instead.
Go to a place like Brothers or something like that and do your roasting and all that in those places, because they're nice and cool, they're well air conditioned, and staff will bring in your food, and you can all have a good time, except you do have to pay.
Savour the wonder that is a potato bake. Why did we not have these in England? Or if we did, I never had one. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they are good. Hardly ever see them now because everyone goes to the shop and buys stuff. But, we do have them.
Just make new traditions and embrace the fact
That's just bits of potato in like a creamy sort of thing, baked.
that Christmas in summer is now your new life. Now, coming from cosmopolitan Europe,
I mean, I really do believe that that's how it's supposed to be. Like, if you move to a place, I think a lot of humans are so stuck and we don't really accept things. And I think that's one of the main reasons.
That's a big problem in Australia. People coming from other countries with other ideas and other languages trying to make Australia their country that they come from. We don't want that. We're not interested in that. If you want to make Australia the same as the country you came from, go back to the country you came from. Don't stay here. Leave. But if you're willing to take on Australian culture, learn the Australian way, and become an Australian that lives in Australia, then you're good. We don't want to be America or Canada or some third world country that, you never get food or anything from. So don't try to change our country to whatever your country is, which we have now, because we have immigrants that come to Australia and they want Australia to be the same as the country that they left. But if Australia is the same as the country they left, then they'll leave Australia and want some other country to be like the country that they left. We do have communities, like we have German communities and Italian communities and stuff like that. We do have them. But they operate within their communities. We don't want people trying to change Australia into some other country. That's not on. Because then you have these big conflicts and protests and fights and stuff like that we have a lot of the time between another country's culture. That's just not on, you know? And I'm sure you would want to go to somewhere and think, oh great, this is awesome, and then have to deal with idiots that want it to be the way they want it to be.
I was kind of used to this next one because people on the continent sometimes like to have a siesta, but at least they opened up the shops and stuff again. Now I know that this can catch out the average Brit visiting Marbella for the first time and wondering why in the middle of the day all the shops are shut, but in Australia it goes to another extreme and shops just shut early. Want to get a coffee after 4 PM? Yeah, nah. Don't be crazy, why would you?
Well, it depends. Usually, when I was growing up, you could only go to the shops on weekdays. There was nothing open on weekends. Now they're open. The shops open about 7, 8. They close about 5 in the afternoon. Every day except for Thursday and Friday, I think it is. They like Thursdays they open at 7 a.m. and they close at 8 o'clock at night. So Woolworths is always open at 8 o'clock in the morning and closes at 8 o'clock at night. But it depends on the town you're in and what part of Australia you're in, because different parts have different ideas and different things. And also, if it's a shop run by one person and that one person does everything, you've got to go to the loo sometimes, you know? So it might be shut for 5 minutes, or it might have be right back in the window because they might have to run out and do something. So, yeah.
You need that much caffeine in your system at night. It's going to go dark in a couple of hours. Want a takeaway after 9 PM on a Friday? Well, you better live in the city centre. Ain't no one going to work after 9 PM in the burbs.
No, either or one of them other things.
Crazy? Unless you're in the major cities, things in Australia are rarely 24 hours. People.
The further out you go, the less access you have to anything. Like if you live in the bush, you have to drive from your house to the shop. You don't get it delivered or anything because the shop may not even be open. So just learn the area, learn what's open and when, and work with that.
Have a life. They don't want to sit there waiting in a restaurant or a shop for your convenience. Don't be so selfish. Why aren't things so convenient? Well, it turns out people don't actually want to work all the time, and you need to respect that.
That's why they want to get robots in to do people's job for them, because do people's job instead of them, because people don't really want to work. And that's why we have so many immigrants in Australia, because immigrants are cheap. They're cheap. They'll work 24/7 questions, and they won't even look at the rules and the law. Australians are expensive because they know their rights, they know the rules, and they know what the deal is. So they'll work 8 hours, maybe 12, depending on the industry. But yeah.
Get a bit more organised. Enjoy a night in. Realise that thing you think you need, you probably don't need right now. I'm sorry that the shop's shut early, but if you don't have that thing you want right now, is the world going to end? Probably not. And if it was that important, you wouldn't have forgotten it, right?
That's why we have fridges and cupboards and things like that at home.
And this culture shock extends into the next one. And it's the work culture. And weirdly enough, most Australians don't like to work. I mean, they do. They do like to work. That's a massively sweeping statement. But fortunately for people who live here, we don't live to work. Working to live is an incredibly emancipating feeling. What's the point in going to work all day to earn money to then not have the time to spend it? I don't want to live a life like that, do you? Especially when you have all of this fantastic weather and beautiful scenery to spend it in. Except when it's a La Nina year. Like, the scenery's still there, but the weather's still a bit crap than it has been for the last 2 years. Fortunately for most Australians, this
year it's been nice and cool and bright and really awesome. Hardly any rain at all. Just enough rain to keep things going. It's been really good.
laissez-faire attitude to work extends to lots of different industries. If you're sick of the daily grind in your job, then come to Australia and you can do the same thing but not work as hard. Wouldn't we all want to just do that? But sometimes this incredibly laid-back nature can lend itself to some slightly weird / potentially unsafe habits. Barefoot in public? That one takes a little bit of getting used to.
Barefoot in public is okay if you want your feet to be all ripped up with glass and all kinds of crap on the pavement, because people like smashing glass for some reason. So, plus you're not allowed in shops if you're barefoot. It's not a really good idea.
Especially living up here in the sunshine state of Queensland, seeing people go barefoot in your local Coles.
How though? It's hot. So how? Woo, my baby.
Yeah. Queensland, very hot. I live in Cairns. And most of the time you could cook your whole meal outside on the footpath. It gets extremely hot. But there's times where it's actually not too bad.
Baby feet would be just on flames, boy. I mean, I do not have baby feet, so actually I'm a size 11, so I don't have baby feet. But my baby feet would be on flames. Oh my gosh.
If you don't wear shoes for a long time, the sole of your foot makes like a seal, goes hard like a pair of shoes, but yeah, I still would not advise it.
Plus, I think I have such soft feet. Like, this is probably the only thing that would probably...
I'm not really interested in what he has to say.
Can be pretty much a daily occurrence. Lots of people do it, especially children. It's like they've got an allergy to shoes or thongs. Just put some thongs on, mate. Protect yourself.
Yeah, talk about thongs to Australians, they know what you mean. You talk about thongs to New Zealanders, they're like, oh, only women wear thongs, because they're thinking about the thong underwear, not the thong footwear.
Now for us,
They call them jandals.
shoes anyway, just to keep our toes warm. Seeing people go barefoot in public and it's not the beach or a swimming pool can be a little bit weird. But actually, rather than criticising or wondering if they've got asbestos in the soles of their feet, don't criticise, join them. Everyone talks about that feeling where you can spread your toes in the...
Barefoot on the beach? Yeah, good. As long as you don't come across some glass or something sharp. Barefoot around the pool? Not bad, because you run that. If you come across any glass or anything sharp, then it's your own fault not cleaning it up. But yeah, I wouldn't go barefoot on a beach like Bondi or something like that, a popular beach. You don't know what's in the sand. Could be syringes, who knows what.
the sand, and how liberating it can be. Well, just go barefoot in public, mate. You get that feeling all the time. Except when it's the middle of summer and you step on that black tarmac. Maybe put your thongs on then. Now, if you thought...
That's what I was talking about. Like, yo, I ain't trying to get fried up.
Going barefoot in public was rather informal or slightly offensive, then wait until the average Australian speaks to you. Don't get me wrong, most of them are educated, eloquent individuals, but the average Aussie does love a swear. I even do it on the radio. The first time I heard shit on the radio in the morning, I was wondering if my driving was okay or if someone was shouting at me in traffic.
I never knew that word was swearing. I'd be saying that too much time, boy. But hey,
It was the person on the radio. I've even heard them drop the odd which can be wholly confusing to some of the people watching this that don't even know what is. They can say on the radio, yet I'm cursing
Mother
enough to bleep on my videos. What a beautiful country we live in.
Really?
Now, don't get me wrong, they don't go for the hard...
I thought that was just like saying what's up, dude. Wait, no, that actually does.
Mother effer is like, it's not what's up, dude. We say g'day, mate. That's what's up, dude. That's like, you know, go and F your mother, or it's a really bad thing.
Does not sound the same, actually. What's up, dude? What's up, you wanker? No.
Yeah, wanker is it's like saying, "What's up, you?" and then calling you a really bad name to insult you. Some Australians do that. I don't know. It's just garbage that they do.
Nah, that's definitely not the same thing, actually. Scratch that.
Hardcore stuff like f*** or bugger. Wait, bugger isn't really that bad, is it? Oh, I've buggered this up. But most Australians will drop the C-bomb at you as a term of endearment. How's it going? I know that for lots of people when they watch Game of
Yeah, that's not really right either.
Thrones, dropping the C-bomb was a big taboo. And if you don't like that word, sorry, Australia might not be for you. Because in Australia,
It's only certain people that do that. It's not acceptable. It's not something we do. But different people, different cultures, you know.
Australia, lots of people like to swear, and everyone's so you better get used to it. I don't think I've ever used that many.
I don't like to swear. I hate swearing, but every now and then I get to the point where I start swearing.
Bleeps in a video before. I really hope I bleeped all of those out. Now the last one is something that's awesome, but also one of my little pet peeves. In Australia, they have some of the best containers for sauce. In those little foldy things that just squeeze out perfectly. What's an
Yeah, they're good. They're really good.
invention? But in Australia, if you want the privilege of sauce, you have to pay for it. Want some tomato?
No, you don't. Not always. It's only 20 cents. I mean, what the hell?
Tomato sauce, mate? Yeah, that could be 15 cents, please. Or 30 cents if you want two, because they're like really small packets. Now, don't get me wrong, not everywhere does charge for sauce. Thank the Lord.
In remote places, the bush places, they just give you the sauce bottle. And you just pour it on as you want. But people take advantage and stick the bottle in the actual food, which is not hygienic. So, yeah.
But lots of places do, and it's pretty common practice. If you're like my wife that just loves to slather everything in tomato ketchup, then not only calling it ketchup is going to be weird in Australia.
We don't call it ketchup, we call it tomato sauce.
Because it's tomato sauce, as I've been told many times when I get that confusing look asking for ketchup. But like going to America and having to pay for something and then add on the sales tax, if you want sauce, you're going to have to pay a little bit more. But the good thing is we don't have to tip, because everyone gets a fair wage.
Yeah, we don't tip. Tip if you want, we're not going to say no to tips. But yeah, we don't tip.
And Medicare, and gun laws. What a beautiful country Australia is. Now if you're thinking of
Okay.
gets a fair wage. And Medicare, and gun laws. What a beautiful country Australia is. Now if you're thinking of moving to Australia and you don't want to live in Melbourne or Sydney, and you think that like us, Brisbane could be the place for you, then watch this video to wonder if Brisbane is really worth going to.
See you later. Y'all let me know if I should check it out.
If you want to go to Cairns or Sweeper or Cooktown or something, Brisbane is just a big city. Lower down, so don't think Brisbane is the whole of Australia like a lot of Brisbane people do. That's not really what it is. Yeah, we do a lot of things in Australia that just beat the hell out of America. What else have we got? Can't even spell. Austria. It still works.
Australians are famous for being relaxed and easygoing, but that doesn't mean they're not paying attention. There are small, unspoken things they'll notice, and sometimes quietly judge you for.
They might never say it out loud, but trust me, it's there. And what I'm talking about is not necessarily big cultural mistakes, and no one's going to stop being friends with you over them. But these are little things that can make you stand out and not in the right way. And the more you pick up on these cues, the easier it is to blend in and feel at home. Okay, let's start off with the first thing Aussies may judge for. Not saying thank you.
We don't judge. We're not judgmental. We don't give a stuff, basically. You might care about people and be judgmental about things, but we don't really give a stuff. Couldn't care less.